Hello everybody, my name is Staraptor and welcome back to the channel. This is week number 6 of War of the Bounty Hunters. Following the events of War of the Bounty Hunters issue number 1, we have Bounty Hunters issue number 13. This is Showdown on Smuggler's Moon, and this is really where the crossover begins because this is the first issue taking place after War of the Bounty Hunters issue number 1. And already on that cover you see Chewbacca versus Violent Valence, characters from two different comic book series, both taking place so after the events of The Empire Strikes Back. So I've been very interested to see how they are going to handle things from comic book issue to comic book issue in quick succession. So here in this issue, we follow the events after the huge reveal in War of the Bounty Hunters issue number 1 last week. So we take out off of that, and we are on Nar Shaddaa once again. Violent Valence and Dengar, they are forced to work together because Violent Valence needs to find Han Solo. He finds out that his friend is in Carbonite and he owes it to him to save him. So he's looking for Boba Fett that they know Boba Fett has at the time Han Solo, or does he? So they're going all over Nar Shaddaa trying to find this informant. Then Dengar knows. Dengar is telling Violent, hey, I'll talk to him. I'll ease him in, give us the information. Violent Valence is like, no, I'm getting information with physical force. And well, we see how that goes, and it's ensuing in a gunfight. Dengar gets drawn in the mix of things. Next thing you know, they bump into Chewbacca and C-3PO, who are also on Nar Shaddaa. They are trying to get information about Han Solo themselves. And of course, Chewbacca already has previous bad history with both Violent Valence as well as Dengar. In the last issue of Bounty Hunters, we know that Violent Valence looked like he was trying to kill Han Solo with Chewbacca near him. So he didn't really mean to do that. And of course, Chewbacca still is holding a grudge. So there's this big fist fight between Violent Valence and Chewbacca, as we see on the cover, where Violent Valence is, he doesn't know Shiriwook. He can't communicate with Chewbacca. And he's trying to show him these gestures to be like, look, I'm trying to help too. And he's trying to tell him that. And finally, he gives in, and luckily C-3PO is there to kind of translate for Violent Valence exactly how Chewbacca's feeling. And Chewbacca's basically saying, look, I can handle this on my own. Just get out of my way. Stay out of my way. And well, they do find the informant that they finally catch up to. And this informant reveals the information we learned from last week that, Crimson Dawn is the one that actually has Han Solo now. Boba Fett lost him to Crimson Dawn. And when this informant gives that information, he gets sniped. And we find out that the character is a returning character from an old Star Wars mobile game in 2015 called Star Wars Uprising. This character's name is Deathstick. And that's where this issue leaves off. We also have a Part B storyline that involves the character of Tonga. And she is on the home planet of the Mourner's Rail trying to find, the leader of the Mourner's Rail, who is able to maybe make an alliance with the Unbroken Clan if they are able to pledge allegiance to Tonga and help find Candalia, who is the heir to both of these huge criminal factions. And, well, they also run into the idea that, Crimson Dawn has already been here at the Mourner's Wail, and they've been fighting the Mourner's Wail. So we get to see how the Crimson Dawn is already starting to come out of the shadows, already starting to influence what is happening in the underworld. And that's what I really do appreciate about this issue, is it's showing the vast connections between different comic book series, all in this area, all in the crossover. Immediately, the week after we get the huge reveal that Crimson Dawn is back, we're already seeing the ramifications of that in the Bounty Hunters issues. And I'm sure we're going to see this as we go through all the different ones with Darth Vader, with Star Wars, with Dr. Aphra. I like the relationship in this issue with Dengar and Valence. They have this really begrudging kind of team up where they both only need each other for just a limited amount of time, and they both don't want to be together, but they both kind of need each other to kind of navigate and get this job done. I do like, for the first time, it might be for the first time in a Star Wars comic, they actually use reference numbers to different issues. So in the beginning of this issue, they've referenced, Sagwa, who was the companion to Chewbacca that had information, they say, referenced back to Star Wars issue number 13. So it's cool that they're going to be able to do that to help readers, especially with not everybody's going to read every single of the 34 issues in this series, but they'll have ideas of where to get certain information if they're looking for that. So it's cool that Star Wars, Marvel Comics are acknowledging that. I do like seeing the artwork here. The artwork by Paolo Villanelli always impresses. He does great with these crowd scenes. I really like that a lot. And just, overall, great issue that feels like it really is like a follow-up to War of the Bounty Hunters issue number 1. I like seeing the synergy I like seeing Nar Shaddaa once again, and please, can we get Nar Shaddaa in live action, or at the very least, animation? I think the Smuggler's Moon is such a cool location, and we've seen it so much in the comics, and even in the video games like The Old Republic, it looks great. So I'm really campaigning, really kind of putting out there to the ether that hopefully one day, I'm sure one day, but hopefully one day in my lifetime, I'll be able to see Nar Shaddaa on the screen to some degree. So that is what I thought of War of the Bounty Hunters issue number 13. What did you guys think of this one? What are you thinking about War of the Bounty Hunters in general? Is it living up to your expectations? Let's talk about it in the comment section down below. For more on Star Wars, I have reviews for The High Republic, The Rising Storm on the channel right now. I also have predictions for E3, for Xbox at E3. So if you're a fan of games, you want to check that out, also do that. And I do have the Outer Rim Transmission podcast. It's been going strong for the last 3 weeks. I'm joined by my buddies Milton and Ben to talk the latest in Star Wars news, as well as breaking down the latest episodes of The Bad Batch. So we go live every Friday at 9 o'clock Eastern, and then the episode is downloadable on Monday morning, that follow Monday morning on Spotify, on Apple Podcasts, on Google Podcasts. So definitely go ahead, subscribe on your podcast feeds, and leave us a comment, leave us some feedback on how we are doing. We definitely want to have you guys listening because we are having a great time recording that and talking all Star Wars. So that's going to do it for me, Star Raptor. Thank you so much for watching, and may the Force be with you always. Thanks for checking out the video. Please hit that thumbs up symbol. It helps me know that I'm making content that you guys enjoy. And if you enjoyed this video, I also include 2 videos down below you guys should check out. And please consider subscribing to this channel. It helps support me, and it notifies you guys of when I get new videos up on the channel. You can also contact me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at Star Raptor.